Hello. 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 No. Yes. Better. Good. Oh, let me turn this around. Oh, there's nothing there. Let me fix that. There we go. Oh. Hello. How's it going? Okay. Today, we're just gonna roast the Geisha with the Kaliedo and with the Skywalker V2. I'm gonna roast a few batches and then I'm gonna share that with a few people, and I think they'll tell me if there's any difference. I think there's only one person who signed up really, well maybe two. So I'll have this available, but I'm gonna set up I'll set up the V2 and the V1 next to each, or the V2 and the M2 next to each other, and we'll kind of compare how they taste. I'll do one, right after each roast. So let's switch them out real quick. Ugh. There's one. Let's just move all this junk out the way. So I'll try to do both light roasts on this similar settings. They can't be exactly similar because two different type of ways of heating a roaster. So now this won't be some kind of Skywalker shill. If you got the money, you probably should get a Kaliedo. They're really nice. Where can I find a roast? But they also cost like an arm and a leg and a foot. And your money might be spent maybe even more, a little bit more on beans, and you might get similar results. Oh. Of course, the wire's stuck somewhere. Oh shit, where did it go? All right. So this is one of the older units. Well, this is the unit that doesn't have Artisan installed, so someone is able to upload it onto an ESP32, so it does exactly the same thing. I think that only works with Artisan, or a High Beam, so maybe we'll try it with High Beam. Why is it so dark? All right. Trying to figure out the best way to roast with this. So I'm going to plug this in. Oh, nope. Switch these around. I gotta get all set up. Let's see if I could connect it to High Beam. Also got to get the cooling pan. Where the hell is the cooling pan thing? You gotta see my whole janky garage. There we go. Allow Bluetooth. So I'm just gonna make sure it connects to the Kaliedo M2 like it did before. I really should have put this in a case. Cool. $16, $17. All right. Cool. All right, that works. Let me get this on the tablet first. See if I can turn this, try to delete this. Actually, let me do everything on stream so I can be good, so I can show you what I'm doing. I was gonna use Artisan, but I forgot this one. I got it all set up for high beam, so I might as well use high beam. All right, let's hook this up. Pairing success. Make sure all the controls work. Cool, that's connected. All right, that's the wrong one. Let me go delete this one. Always forget if it's this setting or this setting. It's one of the two. Oh, you know what? Let me update this real quick. I think there's a new high beam that came out. So we'll install the new high beam. This is updated. Let's see what version we have. $110, okay. All right, let's connect to the M2. Why is this not working now? The heater's working. Okay. Let's see if I get it, back it up. Let me turn this all off real quick. Trying to CR, CPY. Trying to get screen copy to work. Make sure enabled USB bugging. Okay. Nope, that's not working. Droid cam. I guess we're trying Droid cam. Install the OBS plugin. Sorry, guys. Looks like the update did something with Kaliedo commands. Now they're all different. So I gotta ask Will about that. Okay. Yes. Be right back. I'm gonna restart this. I'll be right back. Did I successfully make it back? I think I did. I don't think that's gonna work. Oh, put the virtual cam back on. There you go. Oh, activate. Let me activate this. Come on. No. No. Damn it. Sorry, I'm really trying to install this stupid app. Great. Gotta do this ad. Make sure audio forwarding, blah, blah, blah. Make sure you're enabled USB debugging. Did I do that already? Find your device. Options available on your device. Find build number. Settings, about phone build number. Tap until you see you are now a developer. Yay! There we go. I think. Okay, I did that. to do it.
What?
So loud. Ugh, thank God. Put in the sensitive. What the fuck? Rotate. Does this not? I'm about to crash out. Fuck this shit. Okay, it's not rotating. Well, fuck it. We're just gonna have to go this way. No idea why it's only working on for... All right, let me just look up the command. Turn this off. Fuck, man. Come on. Bluetooth. Oh, when all else fails, just use what works. Remove this one. Remove this one. What? Machine, Kaliedo, Legacy. Sure. Yep, okay, that's all I wanted. Fuck it, sorry y'all at that. So, we're just gonna go back to Artisan. Fuck it. Let's go warm this up. We'll turn the PID chart. We'll turn PIDs on. Let's get this to about 200. I don't know. I don't know what the air settings are for this. We'll go with this. Let's go measure out some beans. That took forever. Let me get you a nice little view of the toys. We'll let this warm up. Whoa, upside down. Hold on. There we go. Now, if anyone has a Kaliedo, let me know what I could do to improve my roast. I don't know what the shit I'm doing with this thing. Really? That's their probe? How interesting. All right, so I finally got this all set up. Now that we have my camera, I can look around at the thing to admire it. We'll let this warm up to 200. Let's get out of there. Let's turn this one off. I want to see what the goods are. Anyways. Whoa, sorry. Cool. So here's pretty much, well, let me clear that lens a little bit. All right, so here is all the internals of it. I have the back somewhere. I just keep it off. It doesn't really do much. It has a bunch of holes anyways, so. I kind of like the way this looks. So I got the dual the dual bulbs going on. Got their clean board with ESP32. And then you have their power supply. Ground to frame, very important, very safe. So nice. Just looks great. Not a bad unit at all. Also, you got the biggest selling point. We'll switch back to the other camera. Let's take a moment to Not looking at my face. There you go. Wouldn't be a Kaliedo without the Lambo doors. Yeah. I think this is for heat dissipation. But 1000% this is just this is like a flex. Ain't no Skywalker got no Lambo doors. I think this is to cool it off faster, right? Or dissipate the heat away from the roaster, right? It's nice and heavy. Oh. Oh, sorry, Quail. Quail asked the question. Stupid question. The Skywalker V2 on Artisan has the ID from the first batch. You know if it's the same internals as the updated V2? Yeah. Someone asked if the internals were the same from the V2 from the earlier one I got to this one. So yeah, they're pretty much all the same. But if you get it from a different vendor, they might have a different front face, but everything's basically the same. So nothing dramatically different. Oh, I should really check if, oh yeah, PID's working. So you could tell that it's still 200 burners at 65. Not bad. Okay, so environmental temp's about like 178. So let's try to figure out what bean I'm gonna put in. Or no, I'm gonna figure out how much am I gonna put in. So this will be the geisha, which will be about, I'm gonna put 350 grams. I'm gonna make it, I think both can do that batch fine. Where's my special cup? All right, let's measure this out. I think that's the last of the geisha. Oh, still pretty hefty. So I got maybe like a kilo left. Oh, I just saw oh, I better come. Just saw your message. I'll do 350. I was gonna do 333 because everyone else has been doing like 53 when they have a kilo. Yeah, I better do that. No, I had a little more than a kilo. Whatever. 350 it is. We'll do 350. Smell great. All right. Let's move this thing out the way. Probably extra whittle on the bottom side, but it's cool. As long as you can see it. All right. I could do. Hold on. Let me just check on Rostetta. Let's check out some profiles in here. This thing's been kicking off pretty recently. I think it's pretty cool. So let's go ahead. We're gonna check. There's a lot of, let's see, Kaliedo Legacy filter. I'll see if there's a Kaliedo roaster, because they're technically not all the same. And then we'll look up, let's look up this guy went from super light. Dang, he's done in 4 minutes? Oh, never mind. No, that was just ROR. No, he dropped that 4 minutes. That's, I don't know what to say. That's kind of quick. Is there eye in geisha? We're gonna find out. Okay, fine. No, there is no eye. Just a noob. There we go. Oh, this guy did it on a Skywalker. 8 minutes 51. That's pretty quick too. It's kind of nice. I like this. Whee! All right. Anyways, now I won't use that as a background curve. Okay. Let's load this puppy up. We'll go to start. Okay, wish me luck. I should put the thing on it. I have like a little metal funnel thing. I can't find it. Never mind. I'll clean the garage one day. Anyways, let's get back to this. All right. I'm gonna dump this in. I'm gonna take it off of PID. I'm gonna control it manually. I'm gonna see if I could be a pro. I'll turn off PID. Keep that on. I know they're not the same, but I'm gonna go ahead and try to keep it the same. Hold on, let me see. Let me put PID back on. Let me do my due diligence and see how people on Rostetta, all the Kaliedo boys do it. I want to see what their burner settings are. Let's go. We're gonna go with light, so I'm gonna go really light. Filter. We'll see how they do lights. Ooh, underdeveloped. No, thank you. Okay, maybe light medium. Damn, Steezy Joe Network is where is he at? He used to be he used to want a Skywalker, then he got a became a big boy, got a Kaliedo. How's he doing this? Burner at start at 70. Looks like he's dropping, maintaining air around 30. Really? 30 to 20 is. I'm gonna keep it at a 30. Oh, he did this 3 times. He might have got better at the no. Let's see if he got better at the next few. Let's try this. Okay. Air is at 20. Air at 30. Let's see if we can add them. Hopefully he has a mic. Probably won't see this. He's probably at work like a normal adult. This look good. Let's see, first crack. Yeah, usually get that increase of temperature. People call it a flick. But I think Rob Hoos was talking about how it's just a reaction of the first crack, or it'll just increase temperature and then it'll drop back down. All right, let's look at the other Kaliedo cereals. Let's filter it and maybe go by grams. Gotta love this website. Roaster 508. Let's see how you do it. Oh, you did a little increase. I don't know if I should do those increases. I'm not a fan of them. So everyone starts real low on their air. This guy's probably M6s and M10s. PKR coffee, 900 gram batch. Wait, wrong one. 900 gram batch. This looks good. So he started air. Okay, all right. We're gonna start air like everybody else. We're gonna start at the 30s. Does it say what drum they're at? Drum is at 80, so we'll keep it at 80. And they maintain the drum at the same. That's what you should do. I don't think you should change your drum too often. I'm liking the trend on this, so I think I'll steal it. What is this? 199 charge. So he charges around 200 too. Okay. This is for Rwanda, but well, we'll see how it goes. Damn, 7, 8. He was like 2 minutes in first crack. Is that right? Oh yeah, it even. What's the dev? Two minutes and 15 seconds. Was this still a medium? At 2 minutes and 15 seconds? Okay. All right. We'll stick to 80 RPM and this is really good. PID does really well on this. This is where I get jealous. Kind of. I don't know. Okay, let's see. Oh, and then burner. Let's see what burner he put on. Burner, he started at 90. Okay, 90, dropped it down. Dropped it down to 85. Five steps. Okay. But he also increased air. I'm not gonna increase air. I'm gonna try to keep it simple. Hence the word try. All right. We'll start it. I'm gonna start 85. I just feel like geishas are kind of delicate, supposedly. Oh, you're not gonna turn off? Off. Put it to 85. Manual power. If I put this to 100. Really, I have to put SV on this? What? I'm just curious. Okay, never responds. All right, I thought I was freaking out for a bit. Let's go back. Let's go back to 85. All right, I'm gonna put these beans in. All right, so about 200. Hold up. Hold the fuck up.
Okay. I really gotta use SV, huh? All right.
Let's close that up.
All right, let's just wrestle this thing.
Nope, that's not it. So it is Legacy.
Comport 12.
What was this, like a
400 kilogram machine? I'll do 0.1. So even if I put that there, all right.
It's 8540. Cool, cool, and cool. Ready? Here we go. The fuck? Oh, don't get stuck. Charge. The hell? All right. Finally roasting with the Kaliedo. This probably took longer than it should have. I apologize. And the Skywalker will be a lot faster because it has to be because I need to leave by 11:40. Anyways, God, this machine sounds so nice.
He went like 2 minutes out before he made his first change, so we'll try waiting for that long. How about there? We'll make 2 minutes and 30. We'll make it on the next. Yeah, it's going down here, so I'm just gonna go with it. Going up a little bit, so maybe I'll go down again. Or I could write it out. I'm only gonna just change burner setting because I'm new to the Kaliedo. Although I used it on high beam before, so I'm not entirely new, but let's just ride this out, see how long it'll warm up for. Ooh, I've been messing with the trier, my bad. That was a trier pull. Keep it at 75, see how it goes. Drop it just one more. A little bit of green. I'll give it about 2 more degrees. I feel like 165 I usually hit it on point. Yeah, there it goes. Let's do a dry end. As long as it's a nice downward trend. God, this thing is not going the way I thought it would be going. Oh my God. Maybe we should lower it down. I'm gonna lower it down. Ugh. I'm not doing a good job. I've had much nicer roasts on this, by the way. I think it's the skill issue. This is definitely a skill issue. Am I too low? Come on, let's get first crack before we hit the 12-minute mark. Oh, Jesus. The fuck? No? No, we're not dropping. Turn that off. This isn't all bad. I don't know what happened there. The fuck? Fine, I'm gonna bring it up to 200. This is all bad. There, first crack. I don't know what happened with these. We're just gonna end this. And we're gonna drop. That's all user error right there. I have no idea why it just decided to cool off. All right. Well, that's getting all done. I'm gonna get the. I'm probably gonna do another a Kaliedo roast. I'm 100% sure that roast is complete shit. This is how it should cool beans. Skywalker. That was like less than 3 minutes. All right. All right. Holy shit, guys. That was not fun. This looks like a medium. Let's weigh this. So I start off with 350. Every bean counts. So I started with 350, ended up with 300 grams. So let that sink in real quick. So we started out at 350, ended up with 300. It's about a 14% loss. We'll grab the Agtron, the poor Agtron. I don't have the fancy LeBrew ones. I'm not rich. Oh fuck, that was too much. $77. What is the Agtron 77? Or whatever value is. It's like a light. Okay. 77. We'll load another sample. So it comes out to about a 76. So 77. I keep getting 76, 77, so a light. Let's see what it's at whole bean. I know whole bean's not the best one, but it says it's a 56 on a whole bean, so that's a medium. 61. Medium light. Oh, 73, never mind. Yeah, light. Okay. All right, I'm gonna let this cool down. All right, put the Skywalker in. I know you did it. Oops. All right, let's go roast some mediocrity, right? Top port, we're not gonna use a tablet because that thing's stupid. We're gonna use top port and just connect to Artisan via USB. Oh, let me save this. Save. Gesha. Kaliedo. I spelled that all wrong. Who cares? All right, now I'm going to switch to Skywalker V2. $11, $12, $13, $14, $24, $11. So it connects to 11, hit OK. I'll turn this on. There we go. So we're gonna hit Control. We'll turn PID on. We'll get this to 200. Oh, let me do all my presets. There's a few changes I always like to make. When I put this on, I'll usually drop the max to 90. We'll do max of 90. Oh, that's air, my bad. I want burner to be max of 90. Okay. I don't want to blow out my bulb. Oh, let me get my little cover on.
This is from a V1. They're interchangeable. I'm gonna do a quick blowout. All right, so air, I've been doing like the 30s and 40s, so I'm gonna do that with this. So 40, and oh yeah, I have to change the drum on here too. We'll do drop. I'm gonna drop it to 60. No, I'm gonna keep dropping it to 50. But I'll keep it to around. We'll do around 75. Okay. Well, this now see. I hate how they flipped BT and ET over. Now I'm going to be all confused. Okay. Now, if you're on the fence about getting a roaster, I don't know if you're going to get into it just yet. I recommend getting like a little popcorn machine. Start off with a popcorn machine, and then when you feel like you got the hang of it, then try moving on to a different roaster. Every time you change to a different roaster, it becomes a whole learning process, as it should be. I definitely would recommend like the Sweet Maria Popper. That was the one I started off with. I had a B-more, didn't like it. Actually made me stop roasting for the longest time. But then I got into the Skywalker. I like it a whole lot better. Get a Kaliedo if you got the money. Great quality. They seem to be built like tanks. They kind of last forever. The only thing that sucks is like if you were to replace parts after the warranty's over, then you're down. Say if the board goes out, which I've heard happens every once in a while, that's like $700, $600 to fix. And weird things like their motors that you could find on AliExpress, for some reason they sell for 20, but if you buy them from like Espresso Outlet, it's like 80 bucks. I think it's like 60 bucks for their power supply, even though the same power supply they sell on AliExpress for 20. So you could kind of save money by purchasing all that stuff on like AliExpress. And it's like they're not some kind of famous like crazy cool brand like Meanwells or anything like that. They're just like some random Chinese brands. And you can find the exact same model and type and contact the dealer if you need to change out the shaft. Not the dealer, but the people who sell the motor. They can change out the shaft to fit whatever. Double cut D-ring, 6mm, 7mm, 8mm shafts. They can do a wide range of things. I'll let that warm up. I'm gonna put this in a bag.
All right. Do 350 grams of this geisha, Columbia geisha that I got from somebody out in Sacramento, pretty local to me, so they're pretty good. All right, and ETs reached about 164. I kind of shoot for that for like a preheat temperature. Try to stay within like below 170. Try is the word. I not necessarily do. So I got it at 70. We're gonna put the air at 40, and I'll turn PID off. Press that a million times. I'm gonna wait for BT to drop a little bit, and then I'm gonna start charging these beans. Do I have a funnel? Swear to God, I had a funnel somewhere. Don't drop too fast. I'll probably print another one out. All right. So it's 201. I'm gonna bring it to 85. Let's let it drop first, and then I'll bring it up to 85. All right, let's bring it back to 85. Nope, nope, too high. We'll go 80. All right, once it hits 200, actually I should hit start. I can press keyboard to hit charge. Let me turn these cameras off. drop it here. All right, so watching the ROR, seeing how that looks. It peaked. Sometimes it drops, picks up a little bit higher. Then when it starts going on this longer downward trajectory, then I'll start like slowly backing off. Oh, fuck. Why does it do that? My mouse? I can get a new mouse. That's bullshit. Oh, fuck. 65 inches. I was looking at the bottom number. I was looking at ET. I need to slow this thing down. Kept looking at the ET because ET was at the bottom, or BT was at the bottom last time, and now ET's on top. I should have swapped that out. I can stretch it out long enough to make sure it gets to at least a minute before first crack. I think anything underneath like 8 minutes of roasting is a little too fast. I know in the cultivar book it said like they does like it like quick geishas, but I feel like just anything below 8 minutes is too fast. First crack should be coming in. Maybe soonish. First crack. Not yet. There it is. Okay, minute 30 after this. Right, about minute 30, I'm gonna drop. Give it 5 more seconds, then I'll drop. Drop's got to remember to turn cooling fan on. I shouldn't have to turn beam cooling fan on, you know? And I hit drop. I don't care what VT8 means. It needs to do the fan to turn on. I'll add that in next time. Well, just looking at the curve, this is by all means nothing against the Kaliedo. I think it did fine, all things considered. I really just think it's just the skill issue, right? I haven't used that as much as an artist, and I've used it in high beam before and it worked fine, but just having these kind of weird issues with it. Another good thing about the Kaliedo is their beam cooling is a lot better. I'm roasting a geisha from Colombia. There's like a guy local to me that sells them. I think he has like hectares of land out there, or his uncle does. But he sells them out here. Right back. All right, let's go get some data on this. I'm gonna put this in a Ziploc first. And I better label them. Stock up, stock up. I think that's a good idea. I should send you a link to the guy. I think the prices were pretty good. He only charged me like, oh, that's when tariffs are hitting though. I got that a while back, maybe like a month ago. And he was charging like $11 a pound. Which he usually charges like 15, 18 or something crazy like that. I like yogurt chips. I do. I really like them. There's something about them. So we got the first bag is Kaliedo. We got another bag. I gotta leave soon, but. All right. $305. Let's turn this off. Properties. So you started at 350, then I put 305. Not 3005, and didn't get more. So that's like a 12.9% loss. I think I got a bigger loss on the other one, but I think the other ones were darker. I definitely went a lot darker on those ones. Let's see. Let's go see what the Agtron says. I say Agtron like it's a legitimate Agtron. Let's go see what the open source heater meter says. Like too many grinders in this house. I have like 3 grinders right now. Don't need all these grinders. I'm averaging 13. Dang. I think it's because it's California prices. But yeah, it sucks. Some of the coffee bean prices here are ridiculous. Roast meter. I gotta give it a minute to warm up. It's kind of shocking that I was able to hear it better on the V2 than I could hear it on the Kaliedo in terms of first crack. I thought that was kind of weird. Oh, Lord hath mercy. We got 80. Let's see where that's at on the Agtron scale. 80 is very light. Great. I was shooting for a medium, got a light. No, I'm not doing really good at this. Are you gonna compare? I'm basically comparing a very light roast to a light roast. It smells great though. I'm gonna eat one. Fine, we'll do 81. It says 81. I'll do 81. So whole Agtron 81. Geisha, oh, V2, SW, SWV, SW. Okay, all right. Usually after I roast, I'll taste the bean. Not bad. No crazy sourness like the first time I had it. Our dry roasted is super light last time. Well, as whole beans, well, it's not as acidic. I could eat those. So, try eating your beans when you're done. At the end there, a little acidic. Probably should have been at a medium. Maybe a minute 45 seconds. Well, gotta stop eating these beans. One's alright. Kind of like these ones. But yeah. Let's go play with more toys before I go and be an adult. Plus when my wife comes home and murders me for playing barista or Mr. Roaster. Ta-da! I've had this for a bit. This has been my favorite new little toy to do cuppings with. Like, I guess I could do the STA way of like spoon in a cup and all that other fun kind of bullcrap, but I love how consistent this thing is. And I like filter drinks. And this has been consistent. Let me get some water. I'll be right back. I'll switch over to this camera. BRB. Okay, I'm coming back, bro. Enjoy my mess. I should duplicate this. Or rename it at least. Can I rename this? Rename. GH5. Transform! There we go. Be right back. I'm gonna put some more water in this. 2 cups. So first cup will be Disney Hollywood Studio, which will be the Kaliedo one. Yes, we're tasting it now. Why wait? Oh, let's switch. So I do about 15 grams. That's 38 grams, Lloyd. There you go. Oh, 14.9. All right. So put 15 grams in there. Let me pick a card. I've been using this card mostly for all my like light roast tastings because I can easily find it. Oh, I didn't put the beans in. It's gonna be mad. Do it again. You gotta watch this thing pee. It's crazy. Let's get the peeing level. Oh, that's a first. That's the first time I've ever had. Damn it. I gotta put another filter on. I don't know how to stop it mid. It's peeing. expat, repat. This is a X Bloom. When you lack the skill to make good a V60 coffee, you get one of these. Or if you're just tired of using your AeroPress. I really like this for cupping because it does, the consistency has been pretty spot on. And I kind of like how filter tastes better than V60 sometimes. Kind of just depends. Usually with light pour overs, I like the V60 a little bit better. But this cut all the like cuts my work time pretty much in half. I don't have to deal with doing the proper laminar flow and all that other crap you have to do with the V60. I haven't tried to switch yet. I did get this thing called the Pulsar. This is alright. It was kind of much. I'm starting to realize I like very minimal, easy ways to drink coffee. Like very minimal. Who snuck in and left? Get your ass back in here. Just kidding. Disable. It even jiggles it and I find it adorable. But I have to throw this one away because the grounds went in, so kind of fucked that one up. I heard that, I mean, at least if you have an Aiden, you can do like, you can have friends, you know? My wife don't even know about this. We have a Technovorm in the house, which we use for every day, and we've had that for years. This is like we got married for 10 years now. And it makes the same cup of coffee every day, which is not bad at all. This is what you kind of want in coffee. Make the same consistent cup, I just don't want to make that much. And there is a little bit of a flavor difference when you go with the filter style, that kind of like V60 switch style. But I heard the Aiden's good. I was gonna get an Aiden, but it was kind of big. Not big, but it would have been noticeable. Where this machine kind of looks like some random water dispenser in my garage. Be right back. Oh, you had a Technovorm too? Man, those Mocha Masters, I swear, they're good. I mean, I like them. I like them because of how consistent it was for like, my God, probably like 10 years. And we still have it in the morning. Every morning it works. Every once in a while, my wife clogs it. For a while, for the longest time, like, I really thought it wasn't the greatest coffee machine until like I actually got a pretty good grinder. Like when I got my first niche grinder, I used it and I was like, oh man, my pour-overs are pretty good. And then I got, what
what was it? The Gen 2 Fellow Ode Grinder. That's a pretty good grinder. I got it like broken and I fixed it for like, it was like 30 bucks broken. I put a fuse in it and I was like, it was great. And then I learned that upgrading burrs make a difference. So that made like the coffee taste even better in the Technovorm. So I put the Kaliedo in first. I'll set that up first, then I'll switch over to the Skywalker one. See how it tastes on, you know, the first brew of it. I guess the first brew. I don't know what to call this. Yeah, I know normally people like you gotta let it gas for a few days, but how do you know what it's gonna develop to if you don't taste it when you just got it out and compare it to the next 2 days? You're telling me, oh man, like I was even grinding too fine on the Ode probably up until maybe like 2 weeks ago. I mean, no, a month ago. Where I was just like, I wonder if this is too fine. And then I see everybody change their settings and everything. And they're like, oh, they grind pretty coarse. A little bit, not super coarse, but like not as fine as I was thinking. It's always like you're trying to chase after that cup, the perfect cup. Dang, you really? 9.2? What did I set mine up at? Like, I think I'm like 6 or 7. I was like 3 or 4 for a long time, and I was like, why is this clogging my stuff? Maybe I should try coarser. I also got another grinder, the Sculptor. It's really expensive. I don't know if it tastes any better, and I can't tell. And at this point, I'm too afraid to ask. All I know is I need to remove this from my garage before my wife sees number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th grinder. I'm gonna do a quick washout. No, I got the it was the Ode 1 and I got the Ode 2 burr. Oh, and I was kind of like, how different can it be? So I bought like the Ode 2 burr from someone. Because I guess they got the SSP burr. And I was like, oh shit. Burrs do make a difference. Really? You gonna do this right now? Fuck. Come on. There we go. $15. All right. All right. Switch to this. So here's the Skywalker. Same thing. And start. Fuck, you need more water already, bro? Oh my God. Fuck. Okay, sorry. Got to get more water for the X bloom. I know, I know. There we go. All right. I ain't clean this garage. I say that's like that should be a quote from from now on. That's pretty good for fucking up. I think I just like mediums. Maybe not very, very light. They said to go light on the geishas. And they also go quick and fast on the geishas. This tastes pretty good.
always try to figure out like what to say about flavorings, and it's definitely not bittersweet. What's it called? Clean? I think clean is one of them. It just goes down smooth. It's a good cup of coffee. This is what I expect out of $11 a pound. That should be actually 18 or whatever that guy was charging. Gotta slurp it. I was listening to podcasts, and that's how they do. They're like, yeah, it still tastes like coffee. It's really good. I'm trying to figure out words to describe it. I need to get better at that. And I hate looking at like the taste notes because I'm like, I'm pretty much cheating. I should be able to suss these flavors out. It's like a tea. I don't know if that's a good thing. It's like a tea. What if I close my eyes? Hold on. Let me close my eyes and let me take a sip. Smell it like a wine. It tastes like coffee. It tastes like really good. Like I could drink this all night. Please don't suck, Skywalker. I'll have to tell everyone to go buy Kaliedo. Who knows? This could change the flavor too, right? This is just fresh out the box or the roast. Right. Fuck, that's good. Not too acidic. I could taste a little bit of the acidity. Oh, that's sweeter. No, I shouldn't be sweeter. Yours should be sweeter. Because it's hot? I don't know. Hold on, let me go back to this one. This is very good. I'm afraid if I send this out, people are just gonna realize this guy just likes really shitty coffee. This roast tastes like shit. This is a good cup of coffee too. Shit. Well, maybe I have to wait till they're cold and I could really suss out the flavors too.
both smell the same, which makes sense. They're both the same coffee bean. Kaliedo. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. I think my graphs are a little bit more compelling than the actual tasting of the coffee. I mean, they taste pretty much the same. There's nothing groundbreaking about it. This is why I'm offering it to people, to see if they want to try and see how different each coffee roaster is. Well, I guess it is different, because if you take a look at the graph, let's take a peek. All right, here is the Skywalker V2. Obviously, I have a better control of this. I've been using the roaster a lot more, and so it makes more sense. So yeah, the downward trend actually looks like a good trend. Like, it's not terrible looking. But I have to say, if I could do this roast just like that, and it tastes good, and then have this roast, which fuck all what happened, even up to 202 for, because I thought first crack was around here. I couldn't hear first crack, which I thought was weird. I thought that was kind of really weird, not hearing first crack. All right, so yeah, I tried my best to keep it at 1:34 for first crack, but these just two phases, they went out pretty long. I think maybe I was a little too aggressive on the temperature changes. Although I didn't do anything here, and it went down and back up, and down and back up, and down and back up. I wonder if that's that probe issue they're talking about. But I feel like it's a better probe than the Skywalker, so maybe it shouldn't have that issue. Who knows? But we have our own probe issue too, so it doesn't really give it any reason. I mean, 49, 81.5C, and then 16% here. And yeah, I feel like, let's see, because I think the Kaliedos have a thermocouple, right? So it's definitely dropping at those rates that are similar to like a quote-unquote normal roaster, a Sweet Maria profile kind of roaster. But that's all in regards to like probes. That might be the issue. That might be there's more than it is heat transfer. But I'm not sure. I wonder if I could show. No, not readings. I guess it's too late to see everything. Like BT. Anyways. Okay. So as you can tell, anything that you can definitively know about the Kaliedo is you gotta know how to work the motherfucker, because obviously I haven't roasted a lot with Artisan with this. I did high beam with it. I had a really good experience, but artisan should have been the same, but lo and behold, yeah, I just had, you know, changes in temp, or I would drop it down, and then I would assume it would have kept going down, but maybe it was the air, because it's more of a convection unit, and maybe I should have adjusted the air as well. Seems a little bit complicated. I'm all about, as you can tell, I'm a big Rob Hoos glazer, so I do like his simple start where you like don't really need to change the air, just focus on what changing one variable would look like. So I try to do that. Obviously, it was going great. It was trending down, and then suddenly, for some reason, it decided to drop. It cut all the power, and then I had to jump the power up, and then we were stalling at first crack. I was panicking like a brisket reaching its stall. You don't know how painstaking that can be when you're on a time crunch. I felt like I went way too far off. I've tried to stay with like SCA guidelines of under 12 minutes because it's a guideline that they randomly made up, and I feel like I should follow it because they said they should follow it during the roasting competition. So goddamn it, under 12 minutes or 13 minutes. I forget what the rule was. I usually just try to stay my roast under 12. So this is definitely what we can tell about the Kaliedo is maybe it's a little bit harder to control, or maybe I just know how to control the Skywalker a lot better. But definitely trying to do whatever I did didn't work. All right, you can see a drop there. It's responsive though, because then you get here, you see the drop off there. For some reason, this might have been a trier pull. I think that's a trier pull. That's a trier pull. And then change in here, so I dipped it down, but then something happened here. And then something happened here. I don't know. I try not to worry myself too much about these quote-unquote flicks and crashes, because I did achieve the downward trend. It just happened to be a few ups and downs. So let's compare that to the Skywalker. So comparing the graph to the Skywalker, you can definitely tell that there's just a little bit better overall feel of the use, right? Because I've been roasting with this a lot longer than I have been with the Kaliedo. So change here, there was a spike, went back down, but relatively watching the whole thing, you turn it down, you see a little of a dent and then it goes back up, so I went down again, just to try to control that to go on a downward slope. And then here was like, okay, it might be going up again, so let's turn this on. Turn it on, we should turn this down. Fucked up here, went right back to where I wanted to be. And then here, I just wanted to get a steady decline. I want to try to make it fancy. I should have just maybe kept it a little bit longer. And here another dip down, this is another big dip. Here dip down, another big dip. Right here you could tell that I got a little curious if that was going to go back upwards. Sometimes if you don't handle that quick enough, it'll go right up here and right back down. And I do think those large changes are probably indicative of like the flick and crash of what people usually talk about, like that affect flavor. I think any kind of wild oscillation is probably what that is. But I just don't think, like, if you're roasting and you keep the same temperature and it just has to go up and back down, I don't consider that like a huge issue. But then yeah, you can tell here, bumped it down again, just trying to get that really nice decline everybody wants in life when they're roasting. Let's talk about like, you know, let's talk about these actual differences when it comes to convection, conduction, and all that kind of stuff. We'll talk about mostly convection. We'll look at my roast. Sign in. Did I upload it? Let's see. Environmental tab. Bean temp, environmental tab. Is it the Chiapas? No. Let me see if I can find it in here. Or maybe it's in high bean. Or probably not. I know I did a roast with, oh, the Schmola, that's what it was. All right, so that's more of a convection unit. Let's go look for that. Damn. Wish I saved the info on that one. That was a nice house. Not real? Is that a real roast I did? That's not AI or computer generated ones. I feel like that's something I tried to make ChatGPT make or something. This looks like my roast. Right? Trying to decline the ROR, fuck up, and then it goes right back up, and then in a straight crash. That's all me. All right, I don't think the small S5 ones are in here. Let me check in my let me check in here. Boo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. That's obviously not it. Okay. So this is a Schmola, I believe. Yeah, this is the small S5. So now I'm telling you, we're just taking a look at it because of yeah, this is definitely it. I still haven't updated it to smooth out the curve, but so here's a convection roaster, right? And what I mean by that is, you know, the air around it is heated, super hot. Although they do have a steel drum, so it does use a little bit of conduction. So I would say it's dominantly convection, and then secondarily conduction most likely because it's a steel. It's like a solid drum inside of the Schmola S5. It's heavy, but it's all metal beast. But it's not sealed like the Kaliedos are now, which some argue you don't need to seal it or you do need to seal it. I think with convection you might want to seal it, but I'm not sure because I'm not a professional roaster. Others argue like Skywalkers aren't sealed, and it's perfect because they rely on radiant heat to heat their beans, so they're absorbing the heat inside. So when it's absorbing the heat, it's a lot different from when the even like heat around the bean. Now you're getting it absorbed in the skin and then a few layers below. Not a lot, but enough to do certain things. Whether it affects the internal temperature a little bit differently, it's hard to say. We just don't have
we only have a probe that touches the bean surface. We don't have anything that, then we have magic to go inside the bean and look at the temperature, right? But anyways, so if you look at convection, one thing that the ET environmental temperature is really good for is you can kind of see, tracking up the heat, how much it is above bean temperature, right? Because it's convection, the air has to be superheated, not superheated, but hotter than the bean temp, because that's what's cooking it up, right? Or roasting it up. So now sometimes you'll see, you know, that environmental temperature curve above it. That's one kind of key sign that it's a convection roaster. I'll have to say the Smola did a really freaking good job. Like this is actually pretty good for my first time using it. I was really surprised. The control on it was fantastic. Maybe I might do geisha on that and test that out, but I was really surprised how well it handled this. I mean, you're gonna have a lot of ups and downs, but they're not, I don't know, people are gonna say, oh no, that's a flick and a crash, I guess. But the downward trend is there and it looks good over time. How fast was this? 11 minutes, not bad, under 12. So let's look at another roast. That's not a real roast. I wonder if I could find a Skywalker one. Skywalker V2. Or Delta. Let's go look up Delta. Oh, they're all from me. Great. All right. Notice the difference between environment temperature and bean temperature. Let's look at another one. See the kind of drastic difference in heat transfer type. We'll pull them both up and we'll give them a peek. Just a peek. Probably not gonna learn anything other than how you can spot a convection and conduction roast, or a convection and a radiant heat roast. So Skywalker V2, primarily radiant heat, not really much there for convection, more conduction. The drum is thin, it doesn't retain heat well. You can argue that you can season it to where it's black, and then that can act as a conducting heated surface, like a conduction surface to heat your beans. Will it change the heat transfer? Probably, I don't know. There's only a handful of times I've ever had to deal with a drum that was black from all the roasting. Maybe I should sell those. seasoned roasting. I'll ask all those people doing production runs on their Skywalker to send me those. All right, besides the point. So check it out with the radiant heat roaster. What do you notice? Bean temperature. They're really never, usually the bean temperature is a lot higher and the environment temperature is just lower. Why? Because the air is not having to rely on, we're not relying on heating up the air around the beans. This is all absorption. Absorbing heat to the beans, all this. Environmental temperature, what's it telling us? That it's not absorbing any of the freaking the bean, right? If you look at the Skywalker V2 and where the probe is at in relation to where the bulb is at, you know, it's higher than the bulb. And there's not enough things to reflect off to kind of reach that area and to absorb and transfer heat onto the probe. The air is not hot enough. Not hot, it's hot, but it's not hot like the bean temperature probe where it's absorbing that heat because it's in that one area, bottom, so it's like top here, and then there's the probe over here, and then it's just beaming the light down, and then that little probe is, even if it's reflecting a little bit of it, it's still absorbing heat. So what does this have to do like with roasting? What does it mean to me? Well, basically, really have to give a fuck all about the environmental temperature. I don't think. Like, look what it's doing on this roast. It's flatlining. It's telling you that it's remaining 150 degrees Celsius. I find that to be useless because it's not really telling me much other than it flatlines here. It could be telling me, oh, you charged. Yeah, the temperature got cooler. They put the beans in. I guess the air around the thing is cool now, so that's great. Then it just kind of reaches 150, plateaus, and doesn't tell you anything about first crack. It doesn't tell you anything about dropping or anything like that. It doesn't tell you much. It's really preferred to use it, I think, for preheating your V2, and maybe keeping that the same temperature, environmental temperature. Like I did 148, but I've been telling myself I need to do 160 or 170. But then if you want to repeat this roast, maybe I should try to get it to the same environmental temperature it was before, so 148C. And that's just to keep up with consistency sake. Other than that, who cares about environmental temperature throughout the roast in a radiant heat setting? But if you look at the shmola, did I unplug it? No, you're still on. There. Take a look at that shmola again. Shmola S5. All right, what's it telling me? It's telling me that environmental temperature is hot. It was hot before. The probe got all the heat and whatever. And then you drop the beans in. The environment is still hot. Still hot enough to heat up the beans because the air should be the same temperature warming up the beans, right? So it's creeping and crawling its way up. This one remains higher, which it should, because you're waiting for those beans to approach the same kind of temperature. And then you could start to see something like this, where there might be a cross, and that might be able to help indicate that first crack is coming when those two kind of line up, maybe. Who knows? But if you get the sense of how the bean is reacting to the environmental temperature, and then what kind of trends you see, maybe that's a thing. Maybe you'll see these exact same thing happen, where bean temp and environmental temp hit up each other, and then first crack starts. Or, when it starts to approach each other, maybe that's first crack is coming up. Although I think temperature is a better indicator of when first crack is going to be coming around. It also depends on thermal inertia, how much heat you built up before your roast, and how far along it's going to take you. That might play a difference in when first crack is going to come. And remember, when it's heating, the air is the same temperature all around the bean, and it's technically heating the bean more evenly than a radiant heat roaster would. Because if you look at a radiant heat roaster, it's doing it by layer, in a sense. Let me see if I could find it. I had a picture of absorption. It's somewhere. I don't know where it's at. But anyways, long story short, if you look at the graph in terms of environmental temperature, you can tell how much more. It's a lot better to have in a convection roaster than it would be for a Skywalker, which is a radiant heat roaster. That's really it. Let's look at another one. Maybe the same thing. This one doesn't even. Oh wait. Yeah. I don't have any more smaller roasts. I got to do another one. But here is a same deal. Bean temperature just surpasses environmental temp, and environmental temp just kind of plateaus. I guess this indicates that you turned off heat because both of them are coming down. I turn up the burner.
Yeah. Like it's hard to say if, oh, this is picking up a little bit, will it become dry end? Hell, some people even just mark 165 as dry end. I want to see if there's any more radiant heat roasts. No. Oh, Cyber Roaster. That's another name for it, right? Oh, Skywalker Tour. Do we know? No. Cyber Roaster. Just look up that. There's probably more. There's none? Well. I wonder what's in here. Oh, they took those out too? Oh, that's my roast. My bad. Here. Cyber Roaster. Let's see. There should be a bunch in here, right? Yeah. Talau! Where are you at? Is he here? Let's at him. Yeah, same deal. Goes up. Doesn't really tell you much. Bean temperature, environmental temperature. I'm gonna ask him. I see him roast a lot, so I kind of see how he likes it. I'm gonna tell him I am admiring your work on Rosetta. He does a lot of air changes, and I want to get better at that. Oh, he cut the air off. Oh, that's because he turned it off. He does a lot of symmetrical roasting here. It's very interesting. I just like to know how to think about when I change air. I'm very one-dimensional when it comes to roasting. I just want to change a burner and that's it. He's getting tricky here. Oh, he had a big dip. So, looks like he had a big dip here. And then... No, he looks fine. Oh, did he want to... I think he wanted to raise up his peak, maybe? And then... Oh, then he wanted to get a big drop? Maybe he was trying to keep this steady. So he bumped it up a bit, bumped it up. And right around here, he wanted to start dropping it more, I'm guessing. And maybe it was too low, brought it back up. Oh yeah, that was a big dip. I would have done the same thing. Oh, then he added air. I'll have to ask him. God, I love Rosetta. Looks so nice. That looks pretty good. Maybe I'll get him on here. He has a lot of roasts on here. I wonder who has the most Skywalker roasts. Not me. Shit's embarrassing. Mine is, not theirs. Oh, I know that guy. Or lady, whatever. Heater. Okay, heater. He has a fan, 70. That's fine. It's really nice. Nice decline. Whoosh whoosh. Oh, looks good too. Smooth. Oh, he went in on that whoosh whoosh. His first crack here because it went up and then back down. Yeah, I've noticed people do that too. They'll hit first crack, and then once they hit first crack, they'll drop it. I was listening to Coffee Mind, and he was talking about, like, if you have a radiant heat roaster, you could do things like hit first crack and then just turn off the heat. It's like, the fuck? I tried it. It didn't taste that great, but it was very interesting, the theory behind it. Because radiant heat is absorbing, then you're just using that thermal energy to kind of push it forward. And with absorption, technically, it might already be developed well enough by the time you get into 30 seconds into first crack. Okay, anyways, I'm gonna stop gooning over these graphs, and yeah, let me know if you have any questions. Let me know if you want to try these beans too. If you're in the market and you're thinking about getting a Kaliedo, or you're getting a Skywalker, or if you're getting a small S5. I was just looking at that graph. I was pretty impressed. First time roasting with it, it was actually a decent graph, and I still haven't updated the firmware. Okay. Okay, tasting a little bit different cold. Ah, this is more acidic. You can tell the light is real acidic. And this one is cold. Okay. Interesting. I kind of like the acidity in the Skywalker one. It's not bad. You definitely want the lighter roast. Yeah, that makes sense because it is lighter, and this one was on a little bit longer, so this is maybe more of the light medium. It doesn't have that acidity to it. Okay, got it now. Well, hopefully that was fun for you. It was fun for me, I guess. Anyways, let me know if you have any questions or concerns. I gotta go get ready for camping, so I won't be streaming tomorrow. But I gotta leave someone in charge for the next few days. If you have any questions, concern, I don't know. Talk to Sky Cowboy. He's in charge. All right. Anyways, thanks y'all. See ya.